welcome back to Today Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin. A team of young innovators in New York City is getting the chance to jumpstart their careers in the tech sector, while at the same time having the chance to pitch their apps to investors. Our Taralyn Wagner has the story.
It's the opportunity of a lifetime for any tech startup, getting face time with investors. But these high school innovators are getting an early start. They created Sprout Ed, an app that creates a forum for students to help each other with homework, research, and studying.
We're all high school students right now, so we know the struggle to get help on homework assignments and just topics that we're struggling with. And then we thought of how can we make ourselves better and how can we improve the education lives of students, and we thought of Sprout Ed.
And investors say it's exactly that type of motivation that starts great businesses.
There are a couple main things we look for. One is an understanding of the problem that comes from their personal experience, and then a solution that's been crafted that comes from their personal experience.
You gotta know how to market it, you gotta know how you're gonna make money. There's so many things that I had no idea about before this, but from GenTech I learned it.
The Sprout Ed team won this year's GenTech competition. It's a tournament organized by the New York City Economic Development Corporation and the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship to encourage young innovators to start businesses.
I think what's most important is that they get a grasp of what the challenges are in sort of the working world in terms of thinking about a business.
These students definitely left inspired.
I think the earlier you can start a business, go ahead. I think that the more knowledge you have, the more power that you have.
These students are harnessing their own power to change the way the classroom works. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Taralyn Wagner.
There's a wide gender gap in the digital landscape, but in Texas, one organization is helping girls get their first taste of coding.
It's a twist on science class.
Girl Start, I think, is just incorporating fun into science.
Instead of scales and beakers, these Girl Start students are programming their first video game.
Today we're showing girls that it's not that hard to program a video game. It's actually really rewarding to tell the computer exactly what to do.
A great way to take their creative skills and learn a new skill that seemed impossible at first.
Once you learn the basics of it, it's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be.
And creating a digital world helps these students combine textbook lessons with new age programming.
This is really fun for me because I get to incorporate something I love into all of the subjects that I'm learning in school.
Instructors also say the creative wheels don't stop turning once the classes are over.
It's just a lot of fun, just messing with it and finding new ways to make it work for you.
A welcome change to a field that's seen the number of female programmers drop.
In the 80s, it was 37% of females getting those computer science degrees, and now it's around 18%.
But with more classes like Girl Start, don't be surprised if the next great idea in the digital world is created with a girl's touch. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Rex Castillo.
And looks like Brooklyn's in the house again this half hour. This time, students from across the country gathered to put their computing skills to work, battling it out against one another in a 72-hour cybersecurity hacking competition. Janine Ramirez explains.
Some of these students pulled all-nighters, not studying for some big exam, but trying to crack computer codes in the NYU Poly Cybersecurity Awareness Week competition.
It's really fun. Right now I'm pretty tired. I haven't slept all night, so.
Energy drinks abound. It's a 72-hour contest where 15 teams from around the country have to solve a series of challenges to earn points.
There are exploitation problems where there's a computer program running on a remote computer, and you have to figure out how to take over that remote computer via the vulnerable program that's running on it.
Sound complicated? These college undergraduates and high school students say it is, but it's what drives them.
The type of person that does this just has a certain mentality. They like to solve challenges. They like to figure out puzzles. They really want to learn everything about how it works, not just how to use it.
And the competition is very focused on very important tools and techniques and processes that students need to know when they graduate.
There are qualifying rounds just to get here.
Some of the other teams, the teams in first or second place, they're really incredible, and we're kind of awed by them. But we're really happy just that we got here at all.
This is the 10th year for the Brooklyn event that continues to grow. It started with just 10 finalists. Now there are more than 100.
Very excited to be here. Having a lot of fun doing this competition, something I really enjoy doing.
While some competitors are here just for the fun of it, winners receive scholarships and other cash prizes.
I guess the most important thing is to have fun, but if we get top 5, I wouldn't be angry.
For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Janine Ramirez.
And at another meeting of the minds, students across the country also participated in Computer Science Education Week in December and Code.org's Hour of Code. It's a campaign to get students coding. Students participate in local computer programming events across the country and follow online tutorials with appearances by some of the tech industry's most famous coders. Organizers say they hope to help young people realize the easy-to-overlook effects of coding.
Every time I see a kid walking around with a smartphone, I'm thinking to myself, here they are holding an amazing device, amazing computing power in the palm of their hand. Do they realize what they could actually do with it if they could code? It's important that kids participate, whether they're creating apps or games, mobile, on the desktop, whatever, that they learn how to participate.
Pat says that almost 60% of total STEM job growth in the next decade will be in computer science and computer-related jobs, and the Hour of Code is the first step at getting young coders plugged in. Now, it's no secret there's a shortage of young women in these STEM fields, but one notable exception is Randi Zuckerberg, who grew up under the same roof as Facebook founder and her younger brother, Mark. She was one of the company's first employees, but now she's on her own, thoroughly engaged in social media. We spoke to her about her early tech experiences.
I think one of the most rewarding things that you can do right now is to go into tech, into engineering, into science. There's really no other career out there where you have the opportunity to reach billions of people just by writing a few lines of code.
Was there anything going on in your house that just for some reason really catapulted you and your brother to seek this stuff out?
You know, I think my dad was very, very innovative and tech savvy. So he really instilled in us a love of looking into the future, being innovative, like taking risks on things, and I think that definitely carried with us.
Zuckerberg recently released her book, Complicated, Untangling Our Wired Lives, about her experiences with technology and the future of social change as our lives become more interlaced with technology. We have to stop here for one more quick break. Then coming up, we'll check out how one group of engineering students took light and sound to a new level in a classroom for the hearing impaired. Plus, we'll go behind the scenes of Broadway's Cinderella to get a peek at the mechanics behind the magic on the Great White Way. For more information about science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, visit connectamillionminds.com during the break.